Some of the biggest names in racing got their start at South Boston. Tonight, Benny Gordon hopes to add his name to that list as he goes for 3 in a row at the historic track.
Tonight, I'm racing. I'm going to race hard, and I'm going to give it everything I got.
To do it, he'll have to outlast some of the best short track cowboys in the country. To win at this Virginia bull ring, you've got to hang on.
You're going to have to use the bumper.
Hooters Pro Cup racing starts now.
Hooters Pro Cup action, Northern Division style from South Boston, Virginia. South Boston Speedway and tonight's Lucas Oil 250, presented by Dollar General. Hello, everybody. I'm Gene Crane. Alongside of Scott Sutherland down on pit road will be Stephen Cox all night long. And Scott, it's been a short week. These teams ran at Salem just 1 week ago. Not a lot of time to prepare.
Well, the biggest thing is the turnaround from Salem. It really beats the heck out of a race car to begin with. There's a lot of altercations. A lot of guys didn't get to show up here tonight because of that, or even had to show up with a different car. How about this young man?
Woody Howard was outside pole sitter when we were here to open up the Northern Division season back in April, won the race at Salem, Indiana, and a few moments ago, Stephen Cox talked to our pole sitter.
2 wins in his last 3 races, and our advanced parts pole sitter, Woody Howard, is chasing down A.J. Frank in the rookie battle. What's the most important thing to you then? You already got the pole tonight. Now what do you have to do?
We got to win the race. I know A.J. Frank's he's going to probably be coming. I seen him in practice, was real fast, and I know it's just, we've been on such a high here lately. It's awesome to come out here and get the Advanced Auto Parts pole award. That's our first pole of the year. First pole ever for me in a Hooters Cup car. We've been close the first race here of the year, but we've been really working on long runs in the race, so maybe this means we're real good on a long run. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's just awesome for the guys. Can't thank Advanced Auto Parts enough for the pole award. I guess the money that the car owner sitting here beside me, I know he's liking that, so we'll see what happens tonight. I think we'll be pretty good.
Woody Howard does pick up that $1,000 from Advanced Auto Parts, but let's get ready to go racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
Well, the Hooters girls from Raleigh, North Carolina, giving the command to fire the engines up and down pit road. Drivers flipping those switches and talking to their crew chiefs.
Well, Woody brought up a great point that he's going to be worried about where A.J. Frank is. But there's a lot of guys out here going to be going, hey, Woody, I'm here too. I'm telling you, it's very prestigious to win at South Boston.
And one guy that has won here at South Boston would like to do it again here tonight, Marty Lindley, coming in after a second-place run at Salem, currently second in the Northern Division. We talked about that last race. Here are the point standings. Benny Gordon leads as a result of his 4 wins here in this Northern Division. Lindley, St. Amant, A.J. Frank, and that rookie battle. Woody Howard and A.J. Frank, 4th and 5th on the board. Joey Logano, 6 career starts, 1 win to his credit. 51 car had a pretty good qualifying run here today. Qualifies on the outside of the 3rd row. This young man's gone to school, and at only 15, he's going to be going back to school.
Well, and we can go ahead and say that they recently signed with Joe Gibbs Racing. So here's another team, upper echelon team, that has come into the Hooters Pro Cup Series. Weather day, fantastic. We're going to get a great race in here tonight. A little bit warm this afternoon, but it's going to be nice here tonight.
Let's take a look at South Boston Speedway, 0.4 of a mile in shape. Banking, not a lot there, Scott.
Well, it's a progressive. You can start low. You're going to see a lot of these guys down on the apron. You can't live there very long. You've got to use most of that racetrack. A pretty good upper groove we might see later here tonight.
Field rolling away, 32 cars strong, 28 cars on time trials, and 4 provisionals to make up tonight's starting grid for the Lucas Oil 250, presented by Dollar General.
37 cars showed up to try to make today's race. That is phenomenal here in the Northern Series, especially a back-to-back with Salem.
A rough week last week at Salem. Your naturally fresh starting grid. Woody Howard on the Advanced Auto Parts pole. Point leader Benny Gordon starting alongside him. Johnny Rumley in the 8 car starts on the inside of row number 2. Joe Gaeta coming in off a 3rd at Salem on the outside of that 2nd row. Richard Landreth once again gives that 15 car a pretty good ride. He's on the inside of row 3, and the rookie, Joey Logano, takes the 51 from the outside. Open wheel veteran L.W. Miller in the 19 car will make his 2nd Pro Cup start on the inside of row 4, and 2nd place point man Marty Lindley on the outside. Row number 5, Eric Corbett, back on board the number 75 Ford. And Jeff Agnew also has his Ford number 73 in that row. Martin Nesbitt on the inside, former winner here at South Boston Speedway and Pro Cup action. And Travis Miller, good qualifying effort for the rookie in car 76. Jay Fogelman starts the 4 car on the inside of row number 7. And rookie contender A.J. Frank on the outside in car 45. Shelby Howard in the 20 car starts in row number 8 on the inside. Tim Bainey Jr. will join him in car number 15.
In row number 9, it's Mike Laughlin Jr. on the inside of the 7 car with a new style front end on that race car. They're going to try it out. Lonnie Rudd Jr. coming on it late. Really a good race car on the outside.
Rodney Cook makes his first start in the Pro Cup Series in car 13. He's inside row 10. And we welcome back Danny Sammons in the 97 car on the outside. Randy Humphrey takes the 93 car from the inside, and Chuck Bown makes his first start in 2005 in the Pro Cup Series in car 61. Jason Mignon in the 07 starts on the inside of row number 12, and Forrest Urban Jr. in the 46 car joins him. Gary St. Amant, car number 11, inside row number 13, and Alan Perkiser, the rookie, in car 68 alongside him. Robbie Marhefka starts the 12 car from the inside of the 14th row, and Brandon Collins in car 43 will join him on the outside. Provisionals go to Sam Pallone in car 48 and Joe Harrison Jr. They'll make up row number 15, and the 16th and final row will be made up of Todd Peck in car number 40 and Michelle Theriault in car 86. 32 cars and 250 laps. It'll be an action-packed night.
And but you can think about this, all within 8 days. We've been across the country. These race teams had to go home, prepare their race cars after Salem. Salem's one of those places that absolutely tears up everything in a race car. You got to get back here. A.J. Frank, you're riding along with the leading rookie here tonight. A good show.
He'll have the naturally fresh onboard camera. Also, Johnny Rumley with the Lucas Oil onboard camera. Tim Bainey Jr. starting 16th tonight. He'll carry the Grease Lightning onboard camera forward facing because it's always a lot of action here. It's a tight little racetrack, kind of like being in a bowling alley.
Brandon Collins on pit road, a place you don't want to be at the start of the race with a broken battery cable.
We'll ride along with Brandon. Steven, what you got?
Gene, I want you to look at the 40 car at the back of the field in the very back row. Inside, it's Todd Peck, and under the hood is the experimental, the prototype, the one and only Gertie engine to make its way into Hooters Pro Cup. Joe Gertie has been building sprint car engines, championship-winning engines for 20 years, and they have made the foray into Pro Cup racing. Let's see how his night goes.
We'll keep an eye on Todd Peck. Glad to have yet another engine builder making their way into the Pro Cup Series. A lot of interest in Pro Cup racing here in 2005.
And you saw Brandon Collins back out on the racetrack, got the battery cable fixed. But here's the story. The guy leading the points is on the outside pole, had a dominant car in practice today. Got snookered out just a little bit by the pole, but I'm telling you, that 66 car is a rocker.
And when you look at Woody Howard, you've got to expect that he's going to be strong. Anna Burns, the 2005 Miss Hooters International Swimsuit Pageant winner, waves the green flag. We're underway tonight in the Lucas Oil 250. A lot of bobbing and weaving. Woody Howard takes the advantage, but sometimes back there almost 3 wide.
And Gene, you want to see the desired line is definitely down on the bottom. They're all fighting to get in position. You might give up a couple spots just to get to the bottom end, and caution is out.
We've got caution out early on here. Exactly what these drivers did not want to see. Robbie Marhefka and the Clark's Chevrolet going around. Got it back underway before losing a lap, but not before the caution was displayed. Let's take a look at it with Brandon Collins. Looks like a little bumper contact down at turn 1, and around goes Marhefka. Caution 1 shown on the field.
Well, the hard part here is if you're toward the tail end of the lead lap here, you're going to be strung out. The leader's going to be getting the green. You're going to be basically on the backstretch. You're really going to have to haul the mail to keep from going a lap down. 32 cars all on the lead lap. Single file restart. We're coming back for a restart right after this.
The USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants, the official neighborhood restaurant of USAR. Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil is the worldwide leader in heavy-duty and high-performance lubricants. Miller Lite, the official beer of USAR. Miller Lite. Good call. And by Naturally Fresh, Pour it on with naturally fresh salad dressings, sauces, and dips.
Synthetic oil stabilizer. Light enough for imports and tough enough for semis.
Freshness. Naturally fresh salad dressings, salsas, and dips.
Welcome back to South Boston Speedway under the first caution of the night with a 12 car. Robbie Marhefka swapped into turn 2. Earlier today, Wanda Engel was selected as Team Hooters Challenge winner. Her selection is Benny Gordon to go to victory lane. Not a bad choice with 4 wins so far.
If she saw the practice sheets, I'd have picked Benny Gordon too because he was really fast this afternoon.
Going for 3 in a row here at South Boston Speedway. Back underway. Green is out. Woody Howard showing the way over Benny Gordon. Rumley running in that third spot. Gata and Landry rounding out your top 5. First side-by-side battle in that top group. The 75 of Eric Corbett trying to look low and get by the 19 of L.W. Miller. Corbett's going to pick up the spot, and Joey Logano now starting to look a little bit.
And I got to say, I was a little bit surprised. Eric Corbett with a great qualifying run, along with L.W. Miller, kind of a local guy.
Caution, right to caution again. Another problem on the speedway. Caution number 2 waves debris on the track. There is the source of the caution. Somebody's going to have a rough ride for them.
Well, if you're running Olean shocks, which is a great shock absorber, that's the last place you need to have it right now is out on the racetrack.
Travis Miller on pit road, the 76 car.
Hey, Gene, a little familiarity here. The Wins Fuel guys from Mark McFarland's crew over here to help their buddy, Travis Miller. Come on, guys, push her, get her running. Got to get him back out there.
Travis Miller looking to rejoin the field, finally gets that car restarted. Our next race date for this Northern Division, the Baker's Produce 250 at Indiana Motor Speedway, Schererville, Indiana, August the 20th, 7:30 p.m. start time. Look forward to seeing you there. Well, the fans here at South Boston Speedway got a chance to see Anna Burns, 2005, Miss Hooters International Swimsuit Pageant winner. Anna winning out over 109 entries from around the world a few weeks ago down in Miami Beach, and was our official starter for tonight's race.
And maybe next year you and I get to go be the judges.
Sounds good to me. We'll be back right after this. Get ready for a dose of real racing action with the Hooters Pro Cup Series, where racing's past, present, and future collide. Saturday night, August 20th at Indiana Motor Speedway in the Baker Produce 250, presented by Grease Lightning. Qualifying at 5, driver autograph session at 6:15, and the Baker Produce 250 at 7:30. It's all waiting for you at Indiana Motor Speedway, August 20th. Ask your Hooters waitress about tickets or call Indiana Motor Speedway at 219-322-5311. The Hooters Pro Cup Series, where real racing lives.
Hey, you're that guy from TV.
Pat Simpson, we're here to clean your house.
But my wife's at work.
Even better, we're going to make you a hero with Grease Lightning Super Strength Cleaner.
Awesome.
Whoa.
I kind of blew up the lasagna.
No problem.
It's so clean. My wife won't believe it.
Believe it. Grease Lightning is the only cleaner I use in my house. You should try it in yours. Grease Lightning. Real fast, real clean.
We are back at South Boston Speedway. Second quick caution of the night in tonight's Lucas Oil 250. Woody Howard, the winner at Salem, has been your leader all night long. Talk about Anna Burns. Check out all the Hooters girls as well as all the sports Hooters is involved with. In your copy of Hooters Magazine, available at many of the newsstands and at your local Hooters restaurant. Set for a restart. Looks like safety lights about to be turned out, one lap away. Woody Howard has got Benny Gordon on his rear bumper. Benny won the race back here in April. Woody Howard sat on the outside of row number 1, but Woody Howard's got a lot of local experience. He's run an awful lot of late model races here at South Boston Speedway.
And he has a very good race car. The last 2 starts have been really good. The start of the race, he shot out like a cannon, but I know that the nerves are really got to be inside him right now. You want to do really good in front of your home crowd.
Travis Miller all the way at the tail of the pack after coming to pit road. It's racetalklive.com Ford. He'll have a long way to work his way through the field. Long line, 32 cars, single file around the 4/10 mile South Boston Speedway. Field rumbling their way towards the green. Pace car to pit road. The Hare Auto Group pace car finds some safety down there as Woody Howard smacks the loud pedal down hard on the floorboard and takes off once again. Like Johnny Rumley trying to find some racing room and go on the rear bumper of Benny Gordon's Predator Performance Ford.
Well, you see that yellow stripe on the bottom. You're going to drop your left side. So all the way below that, that's where they're going to race here tonight. And when they get to passing, you're going to see all 4 tires down on the bottom.
Pretty good battle right here. We see just outside the top 5, Joey Logano, Marty Lindley, Jeff Agnew, and Jay Fogelman. Little contact between Logano and Lindley on the outside. Jeff Agnew gives him a little nudge as well, getting into the corner. Tight corner racing right now, 14 laps in to the Lucas Oil 250.
And I think this is a smart move. Logano, these guys are a little bit quicker. Go ahead and let them go. They have a lot more experience. Let them guys go. Get in behind them and follow them. And you can learn a lot here in South Boston.
Joey Logano has gone to school on quite a few occasions. Mansfield watched all the action, kept his nose clean all night long, and celebrated in victory lane. Here is a look at Joe Gaeta. Gaeta has dropped back just a little bit. He is being challenged by the 75 of Eric Corbett, the Larry's son Ford, trying to work to the inside of the Speedco truck loops Ford of Gaeta. Side by side up off the corner. Corbett finds just a nose at the line as they battle for 4th and 5th.
This is by far the best we've seen Corbett run in a while. And along with L.W. Miller right behind him, kind of a surprise. What I saw the speed charts all day long, the 19 car was very good.
Well, 19 of L.W. Miller is a 2-time Smart Modified Series champion. Made his first start in the Pro Cup Series at Kinley, involved in a little incident early on. I think he only got 11 laps in there at Kinley, but tonight looking for a good run. Had a great qualifying effort. Here is Fogelman and Agnew, side by side. Fogelman on the high side, starting to work that outside groove in. We talked about multiple grooves here. Jay Fogelman has found one.
And that's kind of, if you've raced here a lot, you know what you can get away with at this racetrack, and he knows his way around that top groove, keep your momentum.
Just about a dead heat there. Looks like this time Jeff Agnew able to get a little more forward bite up off the bottom of the corner and reassume that position from the 4-car Fogelman, but still pretty even battle.
And I think as the night cools off, I think that outside groove will be a better groove to be able to race in. And I think Jay Fogelman is kind of testing the water out there right now.
I think you're right. Only 20 laps in, still a long way to go here tonight.
Wow, Jeff Agnew all the way down on the bottom. His car's a little bit loose. That's one of them guys you're not going to be able to knock off the bottom and send him to the top. He's going to be down there.
Jeff Agnew seems to always find a way to get that car to work down on the bottom side. Right now, looks like Benny Gordon also putting all 4 tires below that yellow line.
Traditionally, years ago, when we would come here, you could get away with doing that. They moved that wall out so close, it really narrowed the racetrack up in the corners, but you could drop all the way down on the bottom. 7 cars seem to be backing up just a little bit. Mike Laughlin Jr.
Mike Laughlin in the 7 up on the high side, out of the groove somewhat. Titan Industrial Ford of Laughlin. We talked about, whoa, a little contact there. 13 car of Rodney Cook. The side of Laughlin, but they continue on, but Mike Laughlin definitely off the pace somewhat. This car continues to backslide. Rodney Cook, his first start in the Pro Cup Series. Car 13, we've seen Jeff Oakley in that car earlier this year.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's going through the corners pretty good. Mike Lovager's going through the corners pretty well. It just looks like his straightaway speed is kind of falling off just a little bit. Maybe an ignition problem, something going on there. How about this?
Shelby Howard into the back of Martin Nesbitt. Howard's car also showing some damage in the right rear quarter panel area. He's already been involved with somebody in the 20 car. Tony Stewart Smoke Barbecue Sauce Pontiac now working on the 71 Ray Skillman Chevrolet, the sponsor of the 71 of Lonnie Rush Jr. Back up front. Woody Howard starting to close in on traffic. This might be what Benny Gordon needs to close up that gap just a little bit.
And that's what I was going to bring up. You'll find out how good your race car is when you catch traffic and how well you can maneuver traffic and get these guys a lap down. Remember that Woody Howard has to put these guys a lap down. Once they're a lap down, Benny Gordon, they'll have to engage in the move over a flag.
Woody Howard paces the field here at South Boston. We're coming back.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the kids on here, and the girl next door. Good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Look, anyone can try out, but not just anyone can make it.
Free fans, fair! You better get that label straight.
I don't tolerate imperfections.
Why'd you replace that beer, Smith? Because Miller Lite has great taste. Yes, sir.
You see, with great taste comes great responsibility.
Tell me those aren't socks and sandals, Klein.
A beer with character deserves a man with character. We have to reflect that.
Ineligible
South Boston, Virginia, South Boston Speedway, Woody Howard leading point leader Benny Gordon. Here in the Lucas Oil 250 working lap traffic, Brandon Collins in the 43 car next in line. They put a lap down by your leader, Woody Howard. Howard led from the pole, took the Advanced Auto Parts pole earlier today. $1,000 check in his hip pocket. Jumped out on the start and has not relinquished the lead. Benny Gordon riding in that second position, a couple of car lengths back. Likely just waiting a little bit here.
You brought up a great point, though, that Woody Howard's got a lot of laps here at this racetrack. And South Boston is one of those places, if you do have the home field advantage, as it will, you can really make a name for yourself. And I think Woody has taken complete advantage of that here tonight.
Woody Howard's team, Scott, I don't know if you noticed it last week at Salem. After post-race tech inspection, they fired that motor up, drove the car out to the parking lot, and started working on this race car for this race tonight.
Well, remember, when we left Salem, you drove home on Sunday. Monday, they were here at South Boston to do their test for tonight's race. So preparation is all about being successful, and these guys are really working hard right now. When you have some momentum, take advantage of it.
Alan Perkeiser in the Quality Brake 68 machine. Now being worked on. Woody Howard swings wide and is going to put Perkeiser a lap down here in the early going. Alan Perkeiser down a lap. He was running very strong last week at Salem. This is a totally different type of racetrack.
It is. It's very round. Not a lot of banking when you get down to the bottom of the racetrack. So your car is almost a flat track type setup, and it will get out from underneath you. You can really spin the right rear tire if you're not careful.
Back on board with Brandon Collins as leaders trying to work their way by the lap traffic. Scott, what type of changes? This is the same car that Howard won with last week. on the high banks of Salem. What type of changes did they have to make?
Well, I think you made a reference when we were off camera about changing the spindles. And the height of these race cars, they were so much higher in the air at Salem to keep them from dragging the ground. That's a concern. And the inclination angles are going to be different because you want the car to really turn good at this racetrack, where Salem, it's more or less a speedway. Going around Mike Laughlin Jr. in that Titan Industrial Ford, kind of slipping backwards. I know they had really thought they had a good race car here tonight, but looks like the engine is starting to slow down on them.
Vinnie Gordon thought he might try to look at the high side. Meanwhile, Woody Howard right behind the Great Clips Ford. Randy Humphrey, 3 wide, thread the needle down in turn 1.
Randy Humphrey did the smart thing. He said, heck with it, I'll get out of the way and let these guys go. Woo.
And that is the part of the racetrack during the drivers' meeting earlier today. These drivers were told to yield to the bottom of the racetrack when those leaders came by. Woody Howard still holding on to the advantage. Laughlin up on the high side. Said gets through the corners pretty good, just down the straightaway. Just give it up just a little bit.
Woody Howard with a totally different line, goes into the corner almost with a little bit of a push. Kind of scrubbing.
Oh, Laughlin blows up. Mike Laughlin Jr. sees the motor go awry. Smoke out of the exhaust pipes of that race car. Broken piston, dropped valve coming out both sides. That looks very bad.
Yeah, you didn't have to ask twice about what happened. Where did the smoke come from on that one? Watch it come down the front straightaway. The exhaust pipes, pluming smoke, I guess would be the phrase. Wow.
Just as he cracked the throttle to roll off into the corner, Laughlin out of the event. We're coming back with more action in the Lucas Oil 250 from South Boston Speedway.
Synthetic oil stabilizer. Light enough for imports and tough enough for semis.
This year's Aaron's 50th birthday.
50 years long and 1,000 stores strong.
It looks like somebody got him quite a present.
Man, what a box. Want to open it?
Sure.
What's inside every Aaron store is brand new, brand name merchandise at the guaranteed lowest price and no credit checks.
Kenny Wallace? Happy birthday, Aaron! Let's party! Michael, what's he doing in there?
He's gonna drive the old Aaron's Dream Machine.
We need to talk.
The Lucas Oil 250 presented by Dollar General at South Boston Speedway. Under the third caution of the night, Mike Laughlin Jr. had a motor expire on his number 7. Tim Bainey Jr. drops down, headed to the pits. Steven?
Well, Tim Bainey Jr. has been turning up the heat on the Pro Cup Series here lately. They're going to come in with a race car that's handling reasonably well, but they want to put on fresh right side BF Goodrich TA radials. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to top off with fuel as well and see if this tightens up the handling on Bainey's race car, which needs just a little bit of help. He's going to head back out, guys.
So Bainey down and away. He was involved in that first caution back at Salem last week. We're able to put that car back together enough to where he came home with a 17th place finish. Todd Peck on pit road. His Garrity Engines Chevrolet with the hood up.
That was, I'd say, is a heating problem. You can see the fan down in front into the ductwork trying to cool that engine off. And if that's a brand new engine, that's the last thing you want to see. A little bit of body damage here with Shelby Howard. Not real sure who he got into, but you know what?
That might like somebody got into him.
Yeah, spoiler will get up in the air. This car might be a lot better right now.
I get that blade up there, get a little more downforce, but a little damage back there as well. Well, the teams left Salem, came to South Boston for some testing. Not everything went very smooth for this young man, Joey Logano.
We came here to test here, I guess it was Monday, and he came out of 4 and got loose and just smacked the wall. So That was our new car, and we planned on running it, but took out Old Faithful here, and gonna run it again. We ran it every race so far, so you know, I think it'll be pretty good.
Having a pretty good run tonight, but that's a part of the learning curve. You got to tear a couple up to know what that feels like as well.
Woody Howard once again jumps out in front. Benny Gordon in chase of that number 66 car. We've got the double nickels and the double sixes leading the way over Johnny Rumley. Richard Landreth. Landreth having a good run. He's got somewhat of a home court advantage as well. He's got a lot of experience here at South Boston, currently showing forth that Romeo Guest Construction Ford. Good run here tonight for Landreth.
Yeah, Landreth, another car that was very good in practice all day long. You watch these guys, you can make a 5-lap run and you're real fast. That's one thing, but these guys are running 20 and 30-lap sessions, and the cars were staying right there, and that is a good race car.
Johnny Rumley watching the top two ahead of him. No traffic to contend with, and Benny Gordon right now does not seem to have much to show in trying to deny Woody Howard the lead. Howard's got a pretty stout race car right now, or is Benny Gordon just leading right now? We still got a long way to go. Only 53 laps complete.
No, there's no waiting for Benny Gordon, okay? You can forget that. If that 66 car will get to the front, he's going. Tough battle back here.
It is a tough battle right now to the inside. The 12 car, Robbie Marhefka, giving room as L.W. Miller in the 19 car. Now, Miller will pull alongside Joe Harrison Jr. in that 57 machine. Miller has Agnew, Fogelman, and Logano in tow. Almost 3 wide as they battle for this 8th position.
Real early in the race to really get shuffling hard, but track position is so critical here in South Boston. If you can take advantage of a situation, you're going to go ahead and do it, but you're not going to get carried away like the 3 wide is.
Scott, we're at lap 57 right now. We're well short of the halfway point. Each of these teams will come to pit road. They have to, by rules, change at least 2 tires during a pit stop sometime during the race. Short pit, wait it out. What's your idea here?
Oh, I think once you get lap 70, 75, that's your fuel range. You got to, if there's a caution, you got to come in and get your tires. It is so hard to pass out here, and everybody's running the same speed. Everything, the competition is so tight right now. That's Benny Gordon. You would think you just blowing by him. Forget that. Woody Howard's got him under control.
Marty Lindley rolling in and trying to challenge for that 5th position. Eric Corbett has got it. Lindley in that Hooters Air Ford, able to pitch the car down to the inside. Lindley's been to victory lane here at South Boston. He knows how to get it done around this racetrack. But Corbett, you turn his luck around and had some tough luck. Actually, go back all the way to the opening race here at South Boston last year. They brought out a brand new race car, and Friday afternoon in the opening practice, it got backed up into the wall, and I think that was the beginning of all the bad luck that Corbett and this entire team has had to endure. They came in with high spirits here today, and so far things are looking pretty good, even though they just fell out of the top 5.
Yeah, but still, this is a great run for Eric Corbett. Something you can get some momentum going in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. Like this young man, the 55 car is putting on the show.
Top 28 cars made the race on times.
We got a problem here.
Gordon dropping to the inside. Benny Gordon having problems. Corbett now up alongside the 66. Benny Gordon, the point leader, had well over a 100-point advantage over Marty Lindley. Drops down low.
And the engine's still running, but it's not up to speed going down the straightaway.
Doesn't appear to be a tire going down. Gordon coming to pit road. Benny Gordon on pit road. This is going to tighten things up just a little bit. Marty Lindley stays on the racetrack. I was going to say in qualifying, all 28 cars that made their way in on time were well within a half second in their average or in their time around the Speedway. Average speeds were very consistent throughout this starting field. It's going to make it tough, but it's going to be even tougher now. Gordon on pit road.
Well, he just went down 2 laps. Now coming down pit road, I can't tell if it's an engine problem or somewhere in the driveline. Like you thought, maybe it's a flat tire. Maybe that's what the situation is.
3rd place battle heats up. Richard Landreth. This is now the 2nd place battle after the 66 of Gordon has had problems. Rumley finds himself 2nd. Landreth trying to take it away. The 15, the 8 going at it. Now Gata in the 46. He has stepped up now. He's ready to challenge the 75 of Corbett.
Joe Gaeta, another race car, had a great run over at Salem. Came in here today, was very good in practice, qualified extremely well. Looks like he's got a good, solid race car here tonight.
Gaeta running somewhat close to home. Last week at Salem, he pulled into the racetrack. Had never seen the track before. Came out with a third-place finish. Well, actually, Woody Howard did him two better. Howard had never seen the racetrack either, and he came out the winner. A lot of strange happenings last week. This week, some of the regulars and some that you would expect to see up front performing very well here in the early going.
Well, this group just got caught by a guy who knows the racetrack very well. Jeff Agnew, that 73 car NGA Golf Tour cars. He's on a string right now, isn't he?
Riding down low. All four tires below the yellow line off of turn 2. But that's very much the trademark of Jeff Agnew.
And especially at this racetrack, he knows what he can get away with. He won't do it every lap because he'll burn the tires up, but he knows what he can get away with.
Here is the battle. Rodney Cook in the 13 and Tim Bainey Jr. in his 15 car. Side by side as they battle. Back to turn 1. Bainey had been on pit road with the 15, trying to work his way back up through the field. Mark Nesbitt in the 88 right behind him. Rodney Cook, another driver with local experience right here at South Boston.
And Cook using that high groove, maintaining speed. Hey, he knows his way around his racetrack as well, kind of like Vogel.
Talked with track manager Kathy Rice earlier today, and she was talking about a lot of the late model racing. These guys are way up, all the way up to that white line at the very top of the racetrack. Racing hard in the late model division. Some of these guys starting to test the waters and move up a little bit. Guys like Cook and Woody Howard as well know about that information. We'll probably see that come into play a little later on tonight. Battle continues between Cook and Bainey. Stephen Cox is on pit road. Benny Gordon has been there. Gordon in trouble. Stephen?
Well, it appears to be rear end problems on the Predator Performance machine that's taken Benny Gordon out. Benny, what happened to the car?
They're still looking. I think the rear end broke. Something happened in the rear end, but this Predator Performance car was coming on like it always does. It just looked like we was going to be able to make a move on the 55. I mean, the car was just getting better and better, and I hate that this happened, but we were going forward, not backwards, and we haven't had any problems like this, but this rear end, Tiger rear end, they built a great rear end, but something happened back there. We're going to get the other backup car out and try to switch rear end, get as many points as we can.
Really tough. They're going to have to take the rear end out from the other car to put it underneath this just to get back out on the racetrack.
Well, before they even think about that, they've got to take the car out of the trailer. They've got a lot of work to do. Marty Lindley takes over second from Landreth and Rumley.
A great pass on the bottom side to go underneath him. But the thing is, if you're a spotter or if you're the crew chief for Marty Lindley, I don't know if I want him racing with everybody out there. I'm thinking about points right now.
Good opportunity for Marty Lindley to pick up some points. We're coming back to the Lucas Oil 250 in South Boston right after this.
Come on in. Have a seat and I'll be right back. I've never actually done this on the second date before, but I really like you. I thought maybe we could do something different and exciting. Fresh. Here goes. Surprise!
Surprise! Is that naturally fresh, light ranch dressing?
Naturally.
Get fresh with someone tonight. Naturally fresh.
Pat Simpson, you're on TV.
So are you. We're here to clean your house.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's Grease Lightning Super Strength Cleaner.
Wow.
To the kitchen.
Gross.
Not for long.
Unbelievable. It's like having a new house.
And only a few minutes a week to keep it that way. Oh, and it's a great laundry pre-treat, too.
Thanks, Pat.
Grease Lightning is the only cleaner I use in my house. Why not try it in yours? Grease Lightning, real fast, real clean.
Welcome back to South Boston Speedway
and Hooters Pro Cup Racing.
Thank you, girls, as we continue 83 laps in the Lucas Oil 250 presented by Dollar General. Johnny Rumley's night. Not too bad right now, still showing in the top 5, but now he's got two very hungry race drivers from Virginia on that rear bumper. Joe Gaeta and Jeff Agnew trying to do battle.
Jeff Agnew seems to be the one chomping at the bit. He is really driving his car hard, trying to make his way to the front. I watched him in practice all day long. I finally walked down. I said, you know what? I think you got the best race car here. What are you going to do with it? He said, I don't know. We can just keep changing. I said, well, quit changing because you're going to slow it down.
Heavy traffic in front of that battle. Rumley on the outside swings wide on the 57 of Joe Harrison Jr. Gaeta and Agnew will go single file and follow. Looked like Rumley's car wanted to jump sideways, really loose in the center of the corner.
Yeah, his car's just a little bit free, especially when it makes his rotation right in the middle. He picks the gas up, car just doesn't want to bite forward. What he needs is the sun to completely go down, let this racetrack cool off, and I think it'll tighten up. Johnny Rumley's car should be a little bit quicker.
Rumley having to wait on a little bit of time, but Gaeta in trouble. Jason Mignon, the Jugular Energy Drink Chevrolet in the wall. The 07 in the wall, and caution is out. Fourth caution of the night for Jason Mignon. They had a wild weekend at Salem last weekend as well. Mignon back underway. Let's take another look at this at the top of your screen. See Jason Mignon already around. Looked like there may have been some contact. And used to be the 88 of Martin Nesbitt, was either hard on the brakes trying to avoid it or may have had contact with Jason Mignon. Woody Howard to pit road, your leader on pit road. You talked about it earlier. First opportunity you've got to come to pit road. Looks like Howard is taking your advice, Scott. He's in the pits.
And what you're seeing, folks, he's coming down the back side of the racetrack. We're going through 3 and 4, and it's still a long ways down the front straightaway to get to the pit area. So these teams have a lot of time to think about what changes they're going to make and exactly the air pressures they're going to put on these race cars. Woody Howard's got the best race car, but this is what it comes down to. You don't want to give up track position here in your pit stop.
Stephen Cox waiting on your pole sitter, Woody Howard, to bring his car to pit road. 2 cars in the lead lap stay on the racetrack. Stephen?
And your winner from Salem will come down pit row, and your leader in this race, Scott, it's Woody Howard, and they are going to take on right side rubber and top it off with fuel. I asked them if he wanted anything done to the car at all, and they said no way, they're not going to touch it. 4 fresh BF Goodrich G-Force radials all the way around, and that's all Woody Howard needs. Once again, he won at Salem last week in a race he really didn't expect to win. He didn't have a lot of experience at that track, but look here again, he has a chance for his 3rd victory this year. He gets out ahead of the 16 car of Marty Lindley.
And that was a great pit stop by that crew. You can tell them guys have really been working hard all the way around and got him out first off pit road, put him back in position to be the leader of this race.
Pit stops complete here at South Boston. We'll line them up and get set for a restart with Joe Gaeta, your leader.
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of the big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
Oh, I hate this copier.
I think it knows when you're unhappy.
Know this, copier.
Looks like somebody needs to go to Hooters.
Hooters.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Hey, that's an interesting approach.
Oh, I was being one with the copier.
Hooters makes you happy.
Hooters Pro Cup action at South Boston Speedway. Two cars stay on the racetrack. Joe Gaeta and Lonnie Rush, they'll line up first and second. Let's take a look at the top three when they came to pit road. It was Woody Howard, the leader. He was in first place. He'll line up third for the restart. Lindley also in second. He'll line up fourth. But the third place driver, the 15S of Richard Landreth, came in third. Lost a lot of positions, 11 in total. That's really going to hurt on this restart.
And that shows you how critical the pit stops have become here in the Pro Cup Series. Them guys that really hustle and work hard at it during the week have a huge advantage. You know, it used to be we could just pick up an old crew to do it. Them days are gone.
Times are changing here in the Pro Cup Series. Your next TV date, the Up the Creek 250 from Peach State Speedway in Jefferson, Georgia. Saturday night, August 20th at 10 p.m. Field lining up for the restart. Lap cars dropping down to the inside, led by Randy Humphrey. Your leader is Joe Gaeta. Speedco Truck Loops Ford brings him up off the corner. Lonnie Rush Jr. We talked about it last week at Salem. This team has really turned the corner in the last couple of weeks. They got rid of some of their bad luck. Really put in some good performances. Track position, though, will come into play because they did not come to pit road.
Yeah, I think that'll work against them later on in the race, but bad luck's not what they're up against right now. They're up against Woody Howard with 4 brand new tires. I don't know how long they're going to be able to hold him off.
Each team allotted a total of 8 tires for the 250 laps. There's only one set of tires on pit road. Decision needs to be made to use them early or use them late. Only 2 drivers, Gaeta and Rush, electing to wait later on in the race, lose some track position. But their gamble really, Scott, is that there won't be as many cars on the lead lap when they do come to pit road.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What they need is a real long green to try to get it down to about 10 or 12 cars on the lead lap. That gives you an opportunity to work your way back into the top 5 with fresher tires. If not, it's going to be a long road to hoe.
Shelby Howard, the 20 car, trying to work on Jeff Agnew's 73 machine. That damage appears to be purely superficial. Does not seem to harm the handling characteristics for Shelby Howard at all. And right behind him is Danny Sammons in the 97 car. Sammons missing last week's race at Salem, the first race I could think of that he's missed in 4 years of Northern Division competition with a medical emergency.
Well, he had a real good excuse. Go ahead and tell him.
Exactly. Well, Mom had a medical emergency and different things happened. It just didn't work out where they could come to the race, but nonetheless, Debbie's doing well. Glad to see her back at the racetrack, and Danny back on track and doing pretty well here tonight as well.
Oh, 3 deep almost. Well, you know what? When Mom has surgery, everything else is going to come to a stop, I'll guarantee you.
Absolutely. Debbie Sammons, best of luck in your recovery as well. Danny Sammons now watching the action. A.J. Franklin go back on board with the 45 car. Leading rookie contender to this juncture of the season and the Miller Lite Rookie of the Year for the division chase. That's a $10,000 payday right there. That's some of the things we've got to start looking at now as we close in on the end of the regular season and set up for those 5 championship races. There are some big paydays out there. $25,000 for the division champion going into those championship races and a $10,000 bonus to the rookie. The leading rookie in that division from Miller Lite. So some big money on the line that some of these teams are really starting to eye.
And right now, that's the 45 car who's leading that rookie challenge, followed closely by the 55 car, who's really third in the race right now. But he's eyeing, man, if I could just get back to the lead, you can bet that A.J. Frank is thinking a little bit about where he's at right now on the racetrack.
Watching Woody Howard, he'll look to the inside, then look to the outside of Lonnie Rush. Nothing there. In fact, Steven is with Senior.
Lonnie Senior, your boy's going to mess around and win one if you don't put a stop to this, you know.
Well, I certainly hope he does win one of these days. We've been running pretty good. We just like to finish today. That's all we need is just to finish.
Talk about your pit strategy for tonight.
Well, he can't hear. We don't have a radio. We've lost radio communication. So we'll just have to wing it here for a while.
Well, you'll have to go to the go hand sign deal if you're a little bit tight, a little bit loose. But right now, I think what he wants to do, if he can finish here tonight, I think they come out here with a lot of momentum. This team has really turned it around. We've already said that earlier. But I really like what they've done on the racetrack.
Been watching Lonnie Jr. there on the racetrack, and he's very consistent in his lines. He's giving Woody Howard room to get by, but he's not giving Woody the line Woody wants. Woody's going to have to take it away. There's no bobbling out of Lonnie Rush's 71 car. More information on this Pro Cup Series available. Log on to www.usarprocup.com. Keep up with all the action of your favorite driver, whether it's a Northern Division or Southern Division driver.
Well, Lonnie Rush Jr. needs to look at his mirror because there's going to be a lot of action going on. The 16 car is slowly moving up to Woody Howard, and Woody's going to get a little bit nervous, say, hey, I got to get going. So you can bet he's going to try every way in the world to make a move here pretty quick.
Probably about time we're going to see a little bit of bumper tag. Leaders across the line, 110 laps now complete. Joe Gaeta. I'm actually kind of surprised with the fresh rubber on these race cars that we haven't seen Woody Howard or Marty Lindley get there a little more quickly.
Well, and I really thought the same thing. They're trying to make good laps without burning their tires up at all. But at the same time, you would think the guys on older tires would really be at a huge disadvantage, and they're really maintaining speed.
Starting to see a little damage to the back of Lonnie Rush's 71 car. See a little piece of the bumper cover starting to dangle a little bit.
You're not saying that you can rub a little bit here, and maybe that's part of racing, are you?
That is exactly what I'm saying, Scott. Howard got a little more contact there with the left rear quarter panel of Lonnie Rush's car. This is short track racing. This is what it's all about. This is what you and I grew up on.
Oh, that's right. And make a little bit of a hold. Oh, Lonnie Rush trying to turn him all the way down. It did it.
Lonnie Rush fends off the challenge. Although I don't know that was completely planned. Lindley's going to look to the outside. Lindley trying to go around the outside of Woody Howard.
Wow, what a turn of events. All of a sudden, he had him a little bit sideways. He had to check up. Marty Lindley takes advantage and rolls to the outside. Hasn't completed the pass yet, though.
He's making the outside line work behind him. Pretty good stack of cars. Rumley is there. L.W. Miller is there. Lonnie Rush this time keeps the car down low. Maintains his line. Lindley able to get by now Woody Howard. He'll decide to go to the outside. He bypasses Lonnie Rush. So Rush back to fourth position. Action continues here at South Boston. We're coming right back.
Synthetic oil stabilizer. Light enough for imports and tough enough for semis.
Get ready for a dose of real racing action with the Hooters Pro Cup Series, where racing's past, present, and future collide. Saturday night, August 20th at Indiana Motor Speedway in the Baker Produce 250, presented by Grease Lightning. Qualifying at 5. Driver autograph session at 6:15, and the Baker Produce 250 at 7:30. It's all waiting for you at Indiana Motor Speedway August 20th. Ask your Hooters waitress about tickets or call Indiana Motor Speedway at 219-322-5311. The Hooters Pro Cup Series, where real racing lives. Continue to beat Bang and Boogie here at South Boston Speedway. Lucas Oil 250. Joe Gaeta showing the way, 2 laps away from the Lucas Oil halfway money. Lucas Oil putting up $1,000 in each and every Hooters Pro Cup Series race for the leader in lap 125. Gaeta trying to fend off the challenge from Marty Lindley. Lap traffic will come into play. Marhefka in the 12 car down to the low side. At the line, halfway is shown to Joe Gaeta. He'll put that $1,000 check in his hip pocket. Joe Gaeta, 40 laps led of the 3 lead changes we've had so far tonight in the Lucas Oil 250. Joe Gaeta, your Lucas Oil halfway challenge winner tonight. Marty Lindley still putting the pressure on from behind. Pressure that Hooters Air Ford. Lindley's not been to victory lane. Logano in trouble. Look at this.
Water, yeah, water coming out the exhaust pipe is not a good sign, and we've seen this again.
The 07 of Jason Mignard apparently going around to some of that fluid out of the 51 of Joey Logano. That looks terminal, Scott.
Yeah, when you see water belching out the exhaust pipe, you know that's either dropped a valve or shoved a piston through the side of the cylinder wall, and that water has no place to go but out the exhaust, but that's not a good sign.
An opportunity for pit stops and an opportunity for you to check out a couple of new stores Hooters has opened up. Spokane, Washington, Denton, Texas, and Waldorf, Maryland. Location of some brand new stores so you can enjoy some of those Hooters wings and my favorite, the buffalo shrimp. Of course, the Hooters girls there to serve you.
Watch a little Hooters racing, hey?
Absolutely, right there on the big screen TVs. More trouble for Tim Bainey. Big chassis adjustment on the 15 car. Stephen Cox is on pit road as our leaders head down to the pit.
Well, now we've got some last-second hand signals going back and forth as to whether to take 2 tires or 4. The crew just turned around and looked at Darren Odell, who was on top of the team's hauler behind me, and waved 4 fingers in the air. They had planned on taking 4 tires. Now there's a question. So they come around to the left side, and yes, they are. At the very last second, they looked up once again for instructions, and they will take on tires all the way around. But guys, this is not going to be as fast a stop as they want. The man they need to beat is just behind them in the 71 car. That is Lonnie Rush, and Lonnie is coming on very, very strong. He already has 4 tires on. He's off and away, and this is why Lonnie Rush has finished in the top 10 in the last 2 consecutive races. Joe Gaeta and Darren Odell Motorsports a really hard time getting off pit road, guys. The left side of this race car gave them fits.
Well, I think it started on the right rear. They had a hard time making the transition on the right rear, whether a lug nut got stuck, and then, you know, when things like that happen, it's like a snowball effect and everything falls apart. So they were just lucky to get back out without losing a lap.
Well, Marty Lindley stays on the track. He inherits the lead. Joey Logano's out of his car. Steven has caught up with him.
Joey, what happened to the car?
You know, just going down the middle of the straightaway and she blew up. You know, nothing we really can do about it. Just let go halfway down the straightaway. To try to get off the track, so it didn't ruin it much. You know, I was just trying to stay out of trouble and being there at the end to wait for the leaders to pit. And, you know, unfortunately, things happen. You know, just go next week.
Are you having fun this year? Huh? You always look like you're having fun when I talk to you, Joey.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? This is a blast, you know? It's more fun than I ever had, you know? Just run up front and doing the best we can, and everything's been clicking really good. So, you know, I'm having a blast, and, you know, everyone's doing great.
I think the big thing is he walks around with a smile on his face all times. He is just happy to be here in Pro Cup racing.
Hey, we're coming back to South Boston in just a moment.
Hey, you're that guy from TV.
Pat Simpson, we're here to clean your house.
But my wife's at work.
Even better, we're going to make you a hero with Grease Lightning Super Strength Cleaner.
Awesome.
Whoa.
I kind of blew up the lasagna.
No problem.
It's so clean. My wife won't believe it.
Believe it. Grease Lightning is the only cleaner I use in my house. You should try it in yours. Grease Lightning. Real fast, real clean. What are you doing now?
Well, Michael, I thought since it was Aaron's 50th birthday that we could go 50-50 on driving the Aaron's Dream Machine.
50-50.
Yeah, you know, you drive the first half, I drive the second half. 50-50.
Why's your name first?
Only Aaron's has the lowest prices on the best new products. Do the math. Nobody beats Aaron's.
I got a new plan. I'm going to drive the first and second half. You take the third.
Oh, wow. That's too many halves.
Welcome back to the Lucas Oil 250 presented by Dollar General from South Boston Speedway. Race number 10 of the Northern Division regular season for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. Under caution, getting set for a restart. Let's take a look at the next 4 race dates for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. Indiana Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, USA International, and of course Madison International coming up. Wayne Estes and the staff at Bristol Motor Speedway has invited the Pro Cup Series back once again.
When we paired the Hooters Pro Cup Series with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for our doubleheader last year on the Wednesday night of the August race week, a lot of people thought it might be an experiment to see just how things would go, how the Hooters Pro Cup guys would adapt to this racetrack, and just how these two sanctioning bodies have worked together. It turned out to be such a success that I think it's probably going to be on the calendar for a long time to come. People have asked us if things are going to be bigger and better this year. Well, actually, we're hoping it's just as good as it was last year because we had such an outstanding show. Shane Huffman has already won races this year, and he's coming back as defending champion, so he's going to be the tough guy to beat. But I'm personally looking forward to seeing Rusty Wallace's son Steven come back and race again, and Joey Logano, who's the Mark Martin protege, on weekends that Mark and Rusty may well be running their last next Cup races here at Bristol. So it's going to be a really good opportunity to see these guys, 2 going out and 2 coming in.
What a sight, Bristol Motor Speedway. I got the opportunity to stand up there with the TV cameras last year, and it is breathtaking.
Certainly was a lot of fun. Saw a lot of old faces I hadn't seen in quite some time. And Wayne Estes, we were in victory lane for that green, white, and checker finish. He was beside himself. It was an exciting time. Restart on lap 134 with Marty Lindley out front. Woody Howard and Miller in that 19 car showing very strong. Immediately, Woody Howard going to work on the 16 of Lindley.
Well, Marty Lindley got a great run on the restart, but Woody Howard didn't let him get away.
Marty Lindley pitched off. Woody Howard's 55 car just a bit that time maintains the lead. L.W. Miller in the Boston Lumber Company of South Boston Pontiac. Got me smiling behind the wheel of that 19 car, having a great run. And it was only a second out of here in the Pro Cup Series.
Jeff Agnew in 4th run. He has worked his way quietly back into the top 5 along with Jay Bolton. And these guys are going to be contenders later tonight when this racetrack comes to them. I kind of knew it earlier today, but the guys with a lot of experience here at the racetrack, they really kind of like their angle at the end of the race.
Jeff Agnew in that 4th position. Car that he planned to run at Bristol later this month, destroyed at Salem last week. Johnny Rumley also here with a different car, brand new car for Shelby Howard last week. He's back in the old car, the 20 car, but still showing very well. A.J. Frank, he went through 2 cars at Salem as well. He rides behind the 20 car of Shelby Howard, worked by the 57 Harrison Automotive Chevrolet of Joe Harrison Jr. Chuck Bown in the 61 car doing battle with Tim Beatty Jr. Lonnie Rush Jr. in that 71 car. He's trying to find some running room to try to get his way back up to the front.
Well, when I was told by Billy Hess that Chuck Bown was going to come back and run this race, I was very surprised, but it was great to see Chuck back around the race car.
Chuck Bown, the Busch Grand National winner here at South Boston back in 1990. BruceSchool.com Ford. His first appearance of 2005 in Pro Cup action. Johnny Rumley struggling with that Lucas Oil Chevrolet right now. That car just doesn't seem to be hooked up to the racetrack.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Looks like maybe Bound and Rush got together for a moment there, and Chuck Bound goes around caution. Is shown here on lap 141. Gets it back underway, drives the car down pit road.
Well, there's a lot of cars all one little spot trying to get off the corner. Chuck gets just a little bit loose, and Lonnie Rush gets into the back of him. Right there, a little bit of contact, and that's just enough to make the car go around.
Working up on the higher groove, and perhaps the car just bobbled a bit.
You can see they were going around Joe Harrison up in that outside groove, and I think, you know, he just slowed his momentum just a little bit to make that pass around the slower car. Wow.
Tim Beatty Jr. taking evasive action, gets hard on the brakes, as does the 48 of Sam Fallon, the Puro Vegetable Chevrolet. Able to miss the spinning Chuck Bound 61 machine. Indeed, Lonnie Rush, a little contact there. Saw Tim Beatty Jr. give a signal. let the guys behind him know that he's hard on the brakes and there is trouble ahead.
And for Chuck Bown, that's a sick feeling to be sideways on the racetrack and your left side is those cars facing them coming to you. It's a bad feeling.
Well, Bown on pit road, and the crew will let him go. Let's take a look. That's what has happened here in the Lucas Oil 250 to this point. Lap number 1 from the point. Woody Howard from the Advanced Auto Parts pole takes the lead. Rumley and Gordon go side by side, settle quickly in Gordon's favor. Vinnie Gordon, however, has a problem in his race car, heads to pit road. The rear end would break in the 66 car. The point leader in serious trouble. Lap 88, Woody Howard on pit road. 4 tires and Sunoco race fuel added to his race car. Track position put him back for the restart in 3rd. Joe Cada, the point leader at the restart, leads at lap 125, picks up the Lucas Oil halfway money. He comes to pit road on lap 129, 4 tires stop. But a little bit of problem on the pit stop puts Gata deeper in the field. Marty Lindley inherits the lead, and immediately after the restart, Woody Howard goes to work on him. Howard takes over the top point, and on lap number 141, Chuck Bown, a little contact from Lonnie Rush. He'll go in the spin cycle and bring out the caution. Well, that is your Lucas Oil race recap as we climb back on board with Brandon Collins, number 43, setting up for a restart. We'll be back to South Boston Speedway and Pro Cup action.
Synthetic oil stabilizer. Light enough for imports and tough enough for semis.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the kids on here and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Johnny Rumley, his problems continue. The car had been sliding backwards through the field. Bring the car back on pit road. Pro Cup rules require teams use no more than 8 BF Goodrich G-Force radials in the running of tonight's race. They'll put the tires he started the race on back on the race car. And Lucas Oil Chevrolet back onto the racetrack. Lining up for a restart, we'll see green on lap 145. Here is your race leader, Marty Lindley, bringing the field down to the restart with Woody Howard once again trying to size up the rear bumper of that 16 car and find a way around.
And here again, Marty Lindley gets a great start, a great restart, and Woody Howard just stays right with him.
Battle shapes up for 3rd. Agnew trying the high side on L.W. Miller. 73 and the 19, side by side off of 2 with Jay Fogelman. Watching the proceedings there, Fogelman will try the high side. Spotters letting their drivers know the groove has moved up just a little bit. Those spotters keep an eye on each other's cars quite a bit, don't they, Scott?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to let your guy know who's fast, where, when, and how. That way, maybe you can use that line to your advantage later in the race, or find a different way to get around the racetrack if you get to be struggling, or maybe when you want to use it to pass the guy in front of you. But we're looking at Agnew in the 2nd group. That's really not where he wants to be. And you can see now he falls back in behind, but he wants that bottom group because he can drop all 4 on it and make it work.
Benny Gordon is pushed out backwards by the Predator Performance crew from behind the wall, and Benny Gordon will rejoin the fray. He is your points leader in the Northern Division. Guys, this is worth $25,000 to win this thing in the regular season alone. So as disgusted and disappointed as this team is, they have not given up. They've got the heart, and they put him back out there after stripping their backup car of the rear end pieces they needed.
A lot of drama there on pit road, Scott. The point battle really is intense because the man he is battling with for that championship, he came in with a 100-point advantage. Marty Lindley, second in points. He's leading tonight's race.
Well, we've talked about Marty Lindley having such a great year. And knock on wood, they have completed every green flag lap of the season. I hate to say that because it's going to jinx him, but he's leading the race. They haven't gotten their first win yet this season, and this might be setting him up just for that. What a points difference that would make, Gene.
You know, we go back to 1998. Jeff Agnew won the championship as well as Miller Lite Rookie of the Year that year and never won a race, so it can be done.
Oh, absolutely it can be done with consistency, and I think Marty Lindley their team is showing us how to do that right now.
Seeing a battle develop here with A.J. Frank and Shelby Howard. Howard around. Oh, gets into the barrier out of turn 2. Tony Stewart Smoked Barbecue Sauce Pontiac bringing out the caution.
A.J. Frank just not using a lot of patience right there. I know they had been running nose to tail for quite a while, but you still have to show a little bit more patience. Get your nose up underneath and work that groove and finish the pass. They went off into the corner. He wanted to dive to the bottom. Shelby tried to pick the gas up, got a little bit loose, and AJ helped him around the rest of the way.
So contact between these two youngsters in the Pro Cup Series. Shelby Howard. Makes contact with that inside barrier, protecting the end of the pit wall there in turn 2. So Shelby Howard brings out the caution as we head to break. Scott, let's enlist some better looking help than us.
I'm Anna Burns, Miss Hooters International 2005. Stay tuned for more Hooters Pro Cup racing.
Freshness. Naturally fresh salad dressings, salsas, and dips.
Great taste. Great taste. Less filling. What do we look for in a recruit? Well, you need skill. On the field of beer, there's no time for hesitation. You have to be quick. You may have only seconds to spot a nut Miller Lite. You gotta have substance. This is not a job for the weak. Personal style, very important.
Roughing the palate! Roughing the palate!
Finding one with all the right stuff, well, that's just rare, isn't it?
Hooters Air introduces brand new service to Las Vegas. Check it out at www.hootersair.com. And Scott, sounds like a pretty good option for the offseason.
Well, Shelby Howard's woes continue. He had dropped down to the bottom lane to come to pit road. And while he's headed down the front straightaway, Brandon Collins is weaving back and forth a little bit, trying to clean his tires off. They have contact, and now he gets to take the train ride in.
On the hook, headed back to the pit area. Looks like possibly some damage to the right rear of that car. We'll check it out.
Well, they're trying to figure it out as well, Scott. What's up with the 20 car?
We just can't seem to catch a break. Shelby's doing a great job driving it. We just, it must be polarized tonight. It must be a magnet. Everybody's getting into it. I don't know. We're just having a bad night.
The luck certainly has not gone their way. Eddie Kelly There's a race car driver from several years back now calling the shots and helping things along with the 20 car of Tony Stewart Motorsports and Shelby Howard. Set for the restart with Lindley, Woody Howard, L.W. Miller, along with Agnew. Your first 4 cars green in the air. This time looks like Woody Howard staying right on the rear bumper of Marty Lindley. Pretty good battle off the corner. Meanwhile, Vogelman in that 4 car pressuring the 73 on the restart. Give a call just outside the top 5. Running in 6th is Danny Sammons in the 97 car. Sammons, career best finish at Pro Cup racing, is a 2nd. For that first career win in the Incon Heating and Cooling Ford. Having a good run here tonight.
Look at your iCard scoring at the top of the screen. Find out where your favorite driver is. How about iCard? You come to the racetrack, you bring your own Game Boy, or you can rent one. They give you the card to go in it, and it keeps up with the scoring on track live. What a great way to keep up with the race.
Follows right with the transponders installed on these race cars. And see some of the youngsters walking around. You think they're playing a video game. They're watching the race. Only on their Game Boy system from iCard.
I've never seen so many adults playing with Game Boy. That's what I was confused about.
It has been a bit confusing to watch some of the spotters up there during practice. And so you think they're not watching the racetrack. They're watching scoring and seeing where their driver stands in the overall speed charts. Marty Lindley right now was able to fend off the challenge from Woody Howard. Everybody's settled in for the time being. 173 circuits now complete. Closing in on the finish of the Lucas Oil 250. Presented by Dollar General. Got a smooth race car right now, not really punishing the car.
Well, these top 5 cars, these guys are just making laps, waiting for somebody to step out of line. There's one to step out of line. Danny Sammons moved up just a little bit.
Looks like Richard Landreth is going to take the spot away from Sammons. This is the battle for 6th and 7th. Here comes Corbett. 75 car once again flexing its muscle and moving to the front.
Eric Colbert, you really a strong run tonight. That's great to see that team is kind of back on track.
Yeah, they've needed this run. They have really been able to get things back on track. Gary St. Amant from deep in the field finds himself inside the top 10 now. Jegs.com Chevrolet running in 9th, and Martin Nesbitt, winner from back in 2003, his first and so far only Pro Cup Series career win. Nesbitt in the 88 being shown in 10th.
And then right behind them is Gaeta and Lonnie Rush, who's worked themselves back up to 11th and 12th respectively.
Watching the leaders out of turn 2. Check that. That is not the leader. This is the 6th, 7th, and 8th place cars. In fact, 6th through 10th are pretty much in a freight train. Top 5 have checked out away from this battle. Corbett was able to catch the 97 of Sammons, but so far has not been able to do anything with him. St. Amant dropping the left side tires off onto the flat of the racetrack, but Nesbitt perhaps using the lowest line of all of them in this group, nearly putting all 4 tires below the yellow line. Gary St. Amant started tonight deep in the field from 25th starting position. Joked with him prior to the race, and what are you trying to do? Pick up the Hard Charger Award?
Well, for Gary St. Amant, qualifying 25th is not very characteristic of him, but being in the top 10 is what he's all about, and you're going to see that run, that type of run, week in and week out.
Well, when you come to the races, you're liable to see me at the concession stand. I've had 2 bologna burgers already, but Scott's usually in the souvenir trailer, where you can pick up your favorite Hooters Pro Cup Series souvenirs. We're coming right back.
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of a big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
This year's Aaron's 50th birthday. 50 years long and 1,000 stores strong. It looks like somebody got him quite a present. Man, what a box. Want to open it? Sure.
What's inside every Aaron store is brand new, brand name merchandise at the guaranteed lowest price and no credit checks.
Kenny Wallace? Happy birthday, Aaron! Let's party! Michael, what's he doing in there?
He's gonna drive the old Aaron's Dream Machine.
We need to talk.
Action continues at South Boston Speedway. Marty Lindley, your leader, going around the outside of the Grease Lightning Ford of Tim Maney Jr. Crowd on hand watching one of the more exciting races on the Pro Cup schedule. Howard tries the outside for just a moment. Could not get the run on Marty Lindley. That outside groove is coming in more and more, Scott.
That was almost the third groove, I would say. Marty Lindley going around Tim Maney Jr., and he had to look right to see Woody Howard out there. What a run.
Coming off these corners, that inside wall right up tight to the racetrack. I said earlier, it was kind of like racing in a bowling alley. Down these straightaways it is. That really narrows up coming off of 2. Howard had to roll back. Once again, fall back into that second position, but Woody Howard way up high. That does 2 things. You can keep the RPM up a little bit more and not lug the motor down quite as much, but you got a longer distance to go, Scott.
Well, the thing is, you get a little bit of a run. It's almost downhill as you get to the middle of the corner. And you get a real good run off the corner, and that's really what he's looking for. We saw Jay Fogelman do this at the very beginning of the race. Testing the water, if you will. And I think Woody Howard's going to make this happen.
Howard gets a run, gets a fender alongside Marty Lindley into turn 1. Keeps it up on the high side. Lindley from the lower groove gets the forward bite, but at the end of the straightaway, Woody Howard has got the advantage. He'll pull alongside as they close in on Johnny Rumley. Woody Howard around the outside, the Ironman pass here. Just shy of 200 laps, and Woody Howard goes back to the lead. Woody Howard going to hang on for another 52 circuits, could be only the second driver to pick up that Tucson win for the Pole Award. Advance Auto Parts Pole Award winner back up front. Lindley in that second position. Rumley has lost a lap in the 8 car. Their troubles continue here tonight.
Well, all of a sudden, everybody's moving up to that second groove and almost third groove. They found a little bit more bite up there and make their cars go forward. Marty Lindley really give way. That's a lot of respect to give that kind of room to Woody Howard. He could have really run him around the racetrack and made it work a lot harder, but that's a show of a lot of respect.
Watching right now, this is the 4th place battle developing. Agnew able to get by L.W. Miller and the 19 car. Miller's got his hands full right now. The Grease Lightning Ford of Jay Fogelman. Tiptoeing around the outside a little bit. Now tries the low side. Not quite sure which line is going to be the better line to try to get by Miller. Jay Fogelman, a regular back in late model stock days here at South Boston, Virginia. He knows his way around. He's been to victory lane in the Pro Cup Series here at South Boston.
And you see Woody Howard clear at the top of the racetrack making his laps, but yet on the other side, Jay Fogelman was clear down on the apron trying to make a pass.
Marty Lindley right now is dropped back away from your leader. 10, maybe 12 car lengths, lap car of Brandon Collins between your front 2. Now Marty Lindley has moved up the racetrack trying that higher groove. Car looked a little loose that time out of 2.
And I think Marty Lindley has to do the smart thing right now. Just find a place where he can run, get away from all the traffic, get away from your competitors if it's possible. Find a good groove to get in a good rhythm, because points are so critical here tonight.
L.W. Miller scraped the wall down the front straightaway. Does not seem to be significant damage, but he did slide up and get into the outside wall. Take another look at it.
That's just using all the racetrack, all the asphalt, a little bit of the wall. Ain't no big deal.
Now Fritz Augustine and the tech crew will be looking for roller skates bolted to the right side of those race cars. They keep that up. On board with the Green Lightning Ford. We're coming right back.
Oh, I hate this copier.
I think it knows when you're unhappy.
I don't know this copier.
Looks like somebody needs to go to Hooters.
Hooters.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Hey, that's an interesting approach.
Oh, I was being one with the copier.
Hooters makes you happy.
Look, anyone can try out, but not just anyone can make it.
You better get that label straight.
I don't tolerate imperfections.
Why did you replace that beer, Smith? Because Miller Lite has great taste. Yes, sir.
You see, with great taste comes great responsibility. Tell me those aren't socks and sandals, Klein. A beer with character deserves a man with character. We have to reflect that.
Crew watching on as laps wind down at South Boston Speedway. Total Motorsports team with their driver Joe Gaeta right now showing in 8th position. Meanwhile, second place car of Marty Lindley's got to challenge Jeff Agnew. That 73 car, the NJ Hooters Pro Golf Tour Ford. Agnew has been close on several occasions, but has yet to score a win here at South Boston. Steven is with his crew chief, Doug Weddle.
Well, Doug Weddle crews the 73 car. Is Jeff talking about the car right now?
No, he ain't said a lot. He's got his hands full. We're a little bit loose up off the corner, but, you know, we're happy to finish the race tonight, so maybe we'll come home with a good solid top 5 going to Indiana.
It's about time you guys had some luck, isn't it?
Yeah, I tell you, it's been terrible. It's nothing mechanical. It's just bad racing luck. So we'll take what we can get and go on home and be happy.
Well, we keep referring to that race that happened at Salem a week ago, but the folks at home that didn't get to see that race, there was a terrible wreck. Took out the leader and the next 3 competitors. The top 4 went out in one wreck. Jeff Agnew was one of those involved and really tore that car up.
Tore that car up, and as well as a few others. A brand new car for Shelby Howard. He had been the pole sitter at that race. Major crash there in Salem, and it tore up a lot of really good race cars. This second place battle heating up once again. Agnew got a run from the inside.
And he did. He's got a good solid car on the bottom, but he is a little bit loose. Marty may have the best line on the racetrack, and he just can't get any bite to get on by. But these two guys both need a good run here tonight. Marty Lindley more so for the points. Jeff Agnew just to keep that team alive.
Marty Lindley trying to take over the point lead. His challenger, Benny Gordon, the point leader, coming into tonight back on the racetrack, but some 80-plus laps down. In fact, just shy of 90 laps down.
Oh!
Lindley had to take a little bit of evasive action. Rodney Cook in the 13 car. Whoa, and Agnew really crossed up off the corner. They're using these cars just as much as they can right now to try to get to the front. Laps winding down, inside of 30 to go with 28 remaining in your leader. Woody Howard trying to run off and high.
And Jeff Agnew's still on the button. He is still driving as hard as it'll go. I was going to say, you need to back off, let your tires cool down, and then make another run. But Jeff Agnew ain't having no part in that.
Agnew and Lindley narrowly collide again. They've got Harrison in the 57 directly ahead. Agnew will have to come out of the groove, almost 3 wide. Lindley continues to hold the second spot. Agnew, this time off the corner, loses a car length, maybe a car length and a half. Heavy traffic for your leader, Woody Howard. Chuck Bown in the 61 has got A.J. Frank and Tim Bainey Jr. Bown and Frank fighting for position. And A.J. Frank, currently leading in the rookie standings, sees his closest challenger, Woody Howard, trying to put him a lap down. Here is how your rookies are running here tonight. Howard, Landreth, and then A.J. Frank in the running order. A.J. Frank has seen a pretty good lead in that rookie standings evaporate over the last several races. In fact, A.J. Frank has been as high as second in the Northern Division point standings. Right now, Woody Howard trying to take that rookie title away. A.J., how about this season?
We'll just keep digging, and you know, we started the year here at South Boston, and it's almost like we're starting a whole new year here again here late in the year. So I'm just going to dig tonight, hope for the best, and good luck to everybody here. I know Woody's going to be tough, but hopefully we can come out on top.
Well, A.J.'s fighting not only a guy right behind him in his mirror, but he's also got a very ill-handled race car right now. Looks a little bit too free, but he's doing the best he can with what he's got.
Both he and Chuck Bown trying to hang on, but Woody Howard knows that he cannot wait too long. Marty Lindley in that 16 car starting to reel him in. They have bypassed the 66 of Benny Gordon. I don't know if the point lead will change when we leave here tonight, but it's certainly going to tighten up when we head to Indiana, Schererville, Indiana, for the 11th. Whoa!
Well, holding on to her, Jeff. Jeff Agnew and Marty Lindley, a little contact on the front straightaway and a little more in the corner, and around goes Agnew.
So caution is out, 20 laps to go and more problems. Turn 3, Joe Harrison Jr. had spun around and backed into the wall, and heavy contact from the 75 of Eric Corbett. Wow. Looks like some of the rubber picked up off the racetrack, ignited inside where that brake disc is. Look at the damage on the front of Harrison's race car. This is tough to see. Here's a replay. Oh, savage crash.
And Danny Sammons just got there late. There was no place for him to go by the time he was trying to get slowed down.
On board with Rumley. Let's listen.
Oh, you heard the hit right behind it as you went on by.
So Rumley able to get by Joe Harrison Jr. out of his car. He'll be checked out by track technicians. Here is that battle for second.
A little bit of contact down the front straightaway. Marty Lindley says, thank you very much. And around goes Jeff Agnew.
And Jeff Agnew just planted that throttle button there in turn 2, kept the car off the wall and got it restarted and pointed the right way, but everybody's slipping and sliding here in the closing stages, right on the ragged edge. Hard racing here tonight as we get down towards a conclusion. Red flag brought out to clean up the incident over in turn 3, the hookup on Joe Harrison's car. Let's hear from Steven.
Eric, a huge hit down there. First of all, I'm concerned about you.
I'm fine, just disgusted, that's all.
What happened?
I moved up to the high groove and I turned down in there and I was the whole way hard on the brakes. The car was sliding and pitching and I had no place to go. I thought I could cut it and miss his nose. He was up against the wall. I knew there was no room to the top side, so I figured my best bet was to cut down across, and that's what happened.
That was nasty. I'm glad you're okay.
Well, I think in Eric Corbett's defense, Johnny Rumley was in front of him. He had committed himself to the high line, and that's a whole lot easier to say than do when you have to turn down left. Johnny Rumley dropped down, and there was Joe Harrison Jr. with no place to go.
A little bit of precipitation. We'll be back to South Boston.
Great taste. Great taste. Less filling. What do we look for in a recruit? Well, you need skill. On the field of beer, there's no time for hesitation. You have to be quick. You may have only seconds to spot a not Miller Lite. You gotta have substance. This is not a job for the weak. Personal style, very important.
Roughing the palate! Roughing the palate!
Finding one with all the right stuff, well, that's just rare, isn't it?
Get ready for a dose of real racing action with the Hooters Pro Cup Series, where racing's past, present, and future collide. Saturday night, August 20th at Indiana Motor Speedway in the Baker Produce 250, presented by Grease Lightning. Qualifying at 5, driver autograph session at 6:15, and the Baker Produce 250 at 7:30. It's all waiting for you at Indiana Motor Speedway, August 20th. Ask your Hooters waitress about tickets or call Indiana Motor Speedway at 219-322-5311. The Hooters Pro Cup Series, where real racing lives. Lucas Oil 250 presented by Dollar General. Slight threat of rain has subsided here. Caution number 8 brought out with a collision of Eric Corbett and Joe Harrison Jr. at turn 3, but the caution really was displayed when Jeff Agnew's 73 car spun over in turn 2 after contact with Marty Lindley. 2 separate incidents here tonight.
But the red flag was because we had a little bit of a rain shower come through here. But it was nothing like the rain shower we had this afternoon with 60-mile-an-hour winds that picked up a lot of these guys' tents.
Well, that's very true. Some of those covers winding up on the racetrack, and here's a few of them wadded up and waiting for the scrap pile. Meanwhile, we get set for the restart. Woody Howard and Marty Lindley, Jeff Agnew, L.W. Miller, and Jay Fogelman are your top 5. Gary St. Amant up to 6th. Gaeta running 7th. Landreth is 8th. Got some stout race cars ready to decide it here tonight. Set for the restart.
And Jeff Agnew and Marty Lindley are still together. So let's see if there's any more volcanoes going to pick it up here.
It has been intense short track racing. Talk about where racing's past, present, and future collide. Make your way to a Pro Cup Series race, 2:45. 5 laps remaining. Howard up on the high side. Gets the run off the corner. Battle is developing. Fogelman took a look to the inside. Can he hold it down there? Fogelman into the left rear quarter panel of Agnew. He'll pull alongside in turn 3. Battle is for 3rd. Fogelman has got the point, but Agnew battles back on the outside. L.W. Miller watching the proceedings back to turn 1. This is what Woody Howard was looking for.
Oh, he got a left
Chuck
car.
Bown has to blow up just a little bit. Didn't seem to.
Oh no!
Hard contact for Agnew right up on the field. Gaeta's got a piece of it. Oh my gosh, look at this damage on the 73 of Jeff Agnew. Second week in a row, the 73 team sees their car in shambles here on the front straightaway. Gaeta, heavy damage in front of that Ford, trying to pull away. St. Amant also got a piece of it. Woody Howard coming down and a red flag being displayed. Red flag for the second time. Intense racing action turns into a red flag here at South Boston.
It's so hard to tell what happened there. It looked like Jeff Agnew got a little bit loose, but Jay Fogelman got into the left rear all at about the same time, and from there, all heck broke loose.
When Agnew's car came across the front of Fogelman's, the inside wall. Oh, what a hard shot. On board A.J. Frank's 45 machine. He did not need this.
No, absolutely did not. And Darren Odell's got to be beside himself. That's 2 cars in 2 weeks. And Joe Gaeta with a great run going on here tonight.
Jeff Agnew out of the race car, not very happy. This racetrack has not been a good racetrack for Jeff Agnew. Over to see Joe Gaeta. Nope, he's going on to the ambulance to be checked out. Gaeta checking out his race car.
If they can't drive into the pit area, they have to get into the ambulance and take the ride in and be fully checked out. And I think that's a great move by the USAR folks.
Certainly is. A look at your top 5 leaderboard. We're coming back with more.
People think that the Australian outback is full of young, wild ranch hands called jackaroos. Fact is, jackaroos are quite civilised. Until they grab hold of the big, bold taste of their favourite jackaroo barbie sauce. Then things can get a bit out of hand. Every jackaroo knows, if you don't have jackaroo barbie sauce, you ain't got jack.
Come on in. Have a seat and I'll be right back. I've never actually done this on the second date before, but I really like you. I thought maybe we could do something different and exciting. You know, fresh. Here goes. Surprise!
Surprise? Is that naturally fresh? Light ranch dressing?
Naturally.
Get fresh with someone tonight. Naturally fresh.
Well, intense stock car action here at South Boston. Sees A.J. Frank and his car on pit road.
Well, the heat coming out of these race cars is nothing like the heat coming out of the drivers right now, because there's a couple of them I know are not happy.
So close to the end, and it comes out not for several drivers, including Jeff Agnew, who's been checked out and is now with our Stephen Cox.
Just as this young man thought he had the monkey off of his back, you get a couple of laps from the end. Take me from there, Jeff. What happened?
I don't really know. I feel like it was Jay Folk. It's just normal stuff. Didn't really understand the deal with Marty. You know, I pinched him a little bit up here coming through 3 and 4 to get around him. We was, you know, 3/10 faster than him, but it seems like every time I get around him, he just runs the tires off his car trying to keep us behind him. But, you know, I don't expect him to pull over, but, you know, I didn't run Marty in the wall up here. He shouldn't have spun me out down here. They shouldn't have put him back in front of me. I don't understand all the stuff that's going on. And Jay comes from who knows where, because he wasn't even in, I don't know, he wasn't even in the same zip code with us there running during the race. So it's just his normal bull.
Well, after a very, very hard hit, guys, the good news is that Jeff Agnew is all right.
Heavy damage to that race car, Scott. That's going to be a long week.
I was going to say, in 8 days, you've tore up 2 really good race cars, and he had a good, solid car here tonight with a good top 5 finish. It makes racing really hard to swallow.
It's a bitter pill to swallow. Woody Howard finds himself up front. Agnew out of the event. We'll have to watch Marty Lindley and Jay Fogelman trying to chase down Woody Howard. Green flag is out, green-white checker. Howard goes upstairs right away.
Yeah, that's what surprised me on the restart. He doesn't even bother to drop to the bottom. Everybody else does. He's found something up there. You'd think the rest of these guys would move up and take advantage.
White flag, final opportunity for Lindley to try to make a run at Woody Howard. Howard stays up on the top side, gets the run off the corner.
Well, he's a half a lap away from doing something no other rookie has ever done, Gene.
In his rookie year, Woody Howard will win 3 Hooters Pro Cup Series events. Woody Howard, your winner. Only 2 other drivers have equaled the 2-win mark. Brian Vickers and Benny Gordon in their rookie year. Woody Howard, 2 in a row, and now win number 3. See his name now in the record books of the Pro Cup Series.
Not only that, he sat on the pole tonight. That win from the pole award. What a great race for this young man.
Home field advantage for Woody Howard. Now he gets to sign his signature to the front straightaway of South Boston Speedway. Light him up, Woody, you've earned it.
Well, that's probably an 8,800 RPM chip, and he's nailing the heck out of it, folks at home. I'm telling you, he has got her wound up.
Those BF Goodrich G-Force radials taking the abuse, but certainly holding up under the rigors of Woody Howard as he picks up his 3rd win in Pro Cup competition.
Woo!
Woody Howard. Well, they used to say Elvis has left the building. Oh, he's going to do some more.
All I can tell you is John Force would be proud, wouldn't he?
Indeed he would. And Woody Howard definitely with reason to celebrate. We'll come back to hear from our winner and more from South Boston right after this.
Hey, you're that guy from TV.
Pat Simpson, we're here to clean your house.
But my wife's at work.
Even better, we're going to make you a hero with Grease Lightning Super Strength Cleaner.
Awesome.
Whoa.
I kind of blew up the lasagna.
No problem.
It's so clean. My wife won't believe it.
Believe it. Grease Lightning is the only cleaner I use in my house. You should try it in yours. Grease Lightning. Real fast, real clean. What are you doing now?
Well, Michael, I thought since it was Aaron's 50th birthday that we could go 50-50 on driving the Aaron's Dream Machine.
50-50.
Yeah, you know, you drive the first half, I drive the second half. 50-50.
Why's your name first?
Only Aaron's has the lowest prices on the best new products. Do the math. Nobody beats Aaron's.
I got a new plan. I'm going to drive the first and second half. You take the third.
Oh, wow. That's too many halves.
This telecast of the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants. Hooters makes you happy. Miller Lite, the official beer of USAR. Miller Lite. Good call. Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil is the worldwide leader in heavy-duty and high-performance lubricants. And by Jackaroo Sauce. Jackaroo, served in some of the world's finest backyard.
1 week ago in Salem, Indiana, this crew didn't have time to celebrate. They were in the parking lot getting ready for tonight's race in South Boston. He's won for the second week in a row. Steven, what else can this driver do?
And what a week it has been for Woody Howard. Now, let's see. I might be able to answer that question, Gene. Let's see. 3 wins in 4 races. The first rookie this year, the first rookie ever to win 3 races in his rookie year. What else have you accomplished? Come over here, Woody. Okay, well, go ahead and tell me about this race.
Oh, man, these guys got me out first. Car was perfect. Well, it wasn't that good. I got to thank that 71 car for making me show these guys how you drive around South Boston. He got me to lose the lead, and I wouldn't race me clean. It was just awesome. Can't thank Jim Dean enough. Awesome.
How are you physically? I mean, I know this is a tough racetrack.
Oh, I'm wore out. I don't know if I can stand up much longer. Just got to thank Marty Lindley and them for running me clean, and all these guys. Yeah, it's awesome. About to fall out.
I'll tell you, he is the first rookie ever to win 3 races in his first season, Gene.
A driver gets out of the race car and it's so hot, but when you hit that fresh air, your body goes through a tremendous change. That's what he's feeling.
I've got a feeling he'll feel a lot better when he finds out he's picked up that Tucson win for the pole award, along with leading the most laps and the Grease Lightning Blast the Pack award. That added to the Advanced Auto Parts pole award and the Miller Lite Rookie of the Race award. Woody Howard is racked up here tonight at South Boston Speedway. All that added to his winning check of $10,000.
And Marty Lindley got the big win tonight because of the fact that 66 car fell out early. It did come back in, but he gained a lot of points this time.
Look at some of the rest of the running order. A.J. Frank 9th, Johnny Rumley able to salvage a 10th tonight. Marhefka perseveres here tonight. Danny Salmon's involved in that late crash. He will finish 20th. Jeff Agnew also tumbling in the standings because of that 18th place finish.
And Joe Gator with a great run tonight also got caught up in that wreck.
Vinnie Gordon recovers for 24th. It's really going to tighten up that point battle as we head to Indiana Motor Speedway in Schererville, Indiana. Hard racing and a little controversy around our 3rd place finisher, Jay Fogelman. Fogelman in his 4 car is with Stephen Cox.
I don't know. He's happy, but I don't know. He's kind of got that Jay Fogelman is worried about something look on his face. Talk about those last few laps, Jay.
Well, I mean, my car was really good, once we got some cold tires and stuff, and it just wouldn't run on a long run. And we got that caution there, and I got under 19, and I got under Jeff, and I don't know if he got loose and hit the wall or what happened over there, but when he bounced off the wall, he come back across the nose of the car. I just hope that they got it on film so that Eddie and those guys will know that I didn't wreck a race car on purpose. You know, those are good racers. Those guys are racing for points. And the last thing that I wanted to do was to take out one of those cars, especially Jeff. You know, I mean, we've raced together for so long, and we've had trouble, and all that stuff's behind us. And it just, I don't know. I mean, I don't, it wasn't anything I could do not to make it happen. I just hate it for them. But, you know, I want to say hi to Smoke, all the guys at Myrtle Beach, guys at Coconuts, Mac Tools, Grease Lightning, all the people that help us make this possible. We needed a good run. We're going to go next week with a 22 car, and me and Mike and Ricky Benton and us boys are going to have a good run there, and we're going to get that stuff straightened out. Just don't want to end the night with controversy. You know, I try my best not to wreck anybody or drive like that, and I just hate those guys are mad, but hopefully they'll see it and it'll be all right.
A bittersweet third place for the Lucas Oil car and Jay Fogelman.
Well, Gene, I've raced with both these competitors a lot. You know that. And I saw Jeff Agnew's car get a little bit loose up off turn 4. Once they made a little bit of contact, it was right there at the door, right there in the door bars, and it was easy to get it sent around.
Well, Gary St. Amant does pick up the Mr. Gasket Hard Charger Award after starting 25th here tonight. Point standings really tighten up with only 2 more races remaining. Benny Gordon sees his point lead shrink to just 35, and Woody Howard jumps to 3rd, but Lindley contending for the point advantage.
This guy's been just phenomenal all year. He still has his record as the only Northern driver to have completed every lap all year long, and consistency has just been the name of the game. You still got to get that first win, though.
Yeah, we run awful good. I'm just proud of the Hooters their team. They gave me an awful good car tonight. Felt like we just kind of got snookered. You know, Woody's a local racer here, and he come up here and tested, and I'm not making no excuses, but he got up top, and we got up top there late and started reeling it back in, but you know, we had some hard racing there with Jeff Agnew, and man, it was a crazy race there at the end. But yeah, just a good safe race, a good night for the points for us. We just got to keep doing this, and maybe we can get back to Benny's bumper for the last race.
Are you aware that Benny went out with rear end problems halfway through the race?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. My crew told me that, and you know, nobody wants to win it that way. I don't wish no bad luck there. Benny's an awful good competitor, and you know, but it was going to take something like that to happen to Benny to get us caught up enough where we could race for it in the final 2 races.
Well, Scott, another wild night of racing here in the Pro Cup Series.
But Marty Linney brought up a great point, because if Benny Gordon doesn't fall out, I think it's pretty much locked up. Had a little bit of a problem tonight. That tightens everything up. These last 2 races are really critical.
Very important when we get to Schererville and the final race at Madison International in Wisconsin. Well, coming up next race for the Hooters Pro Cup Series, Northern Division action at Schererville, Indiana. The Baker's Produce 250. Saturday night, August 20th, 7:30 p.m. Next TV date, the Up the Creek 250 for Peach State Speedway. You can see it right here at Saturday night, August the 20th at 10 p.m. Our thanks to Racing Electronics providing our at-track communications, and iCard, the official timing and scoring information provider, and the Best Golf Cars providing our at-track transportation here this evening. And onboard images giving our in-car camera shots throughout the night. My thanks to my broadcast partner, Scott Sutherland, and down on pit road, Stephen Cox. Pro Cup Series action in the Northern Division sees Woody Howard set history with 3 wins in his rookie year. We look forward to seeing you at a Hooters Pro Cup Series very soon. Good night, everybody.